Hello, I'm Victoria. I'm Russian, but my soul is African.
Gone are the days that a waste man play. Man wants you, gal, what you say. Put a ring on a gal, no delay. Chase the pain away, then I pave the way. Pretty little thing from the city, warm it up for me. Shut up, shawty, put that body on me. Shut up, choke you real rough for me. What's up? Feeling really melancholy. Shut up, feeling all around your body. Shut up, shawty, put that.
Victoria, you said that you have an African soul. When did you first feel this shift within you?
Well, I've been in African community for quite a long time, at around 10 years. And I can't say I remember a particular moment when I had this feeling that I'm kind of like, I became more like an African. But I think at around 6 years ago, when I was already based in Moscow, a lot of people, they were approaching me, I mean Africans from different countries, and they were telling me a lot of nice words, giving compliments about my dance, and that I actually look very natural. And also, I think at one performance at Truden, it's one of the biggest universities in Russia, which has around 30,000 foreigners. I used to perform there, I think almost every month with Africans at different events. And there were a few teachers who came to me and asked if I'm mixed. And then, yeah, I was like, okay, I didn't know, like, this is not true. This is too light. But okay, this question is valid. Like, a lot of people were just telling me some things which I never expected to hear from them.
Yeah.
And then I just really looked at my life. Most of the times I'm doing something for the culture, for African cultures. I dance every day. I'm talking to my friends every day from different countries as well. I eat your food. Like, that's actually, it just became my lifestyle.
What is the wildest reaction you've got from Africans when they viewed your dancing?
Okay, I believe that I didn't really have too wild reactions. Maybe because they're scared of our president. They don't want to misbehave in Russia. But a few times when I was performing, there were some people who were approaching me after the performance, and they were asking to take some photos with me like I was a celebrity. But by that time I was, let's say, nobody. I just started performing. I also felt good vibes when I had an opportunity to perform at events organized by some embassies. When I noticed that embassy workers, they also joined us dancing together.
Really?
Yeah, like after the performance, or maybe when we already had something like an after party and I was dancing, they wanted to join me and dance with me together. They were trying to repeat some moves or give me a move, and that was actually fun. I was so shy, but that was very beautiful thing to remember. And I believe kids were also joining us. Like, kids could feel these vibes, and I think kids are the purest people in the world, and they can feel your soul if you're being real or not. And they joined us. They also tried to drag me to dance with them. I was carrying them like that. That was cute. So actually, I think, to me, it's even more important, not just a wild reaction, but when people can feel you, can understand you, that you are being true. And that was very touching. Everything became my lifestyle, and this is who I really became. And it's because of people who were surrounded me with also very good souls, who stopped looking at me as a foreigner. They accepted me into their family. Like, I was born around them and was very warm It was very welcoming. I also started learning something about culture, something more deep, and I actually got to understand a lot of things. Now I can't even say that, like, to me it's hard to say difference between Russians and Africans about mentality, about culture, because I got used to so many things what my African friends do that I don't understand if it's normal for Russians or not. Well, yeah, this is it. It happened. Everything happened naturally. Within all these years, I've been around Africans.
So, have you ever been accused of cultural appropriation?
Yeah,
How did you
it's,
respond to that, and what situation was that?
it happened a lot of times, especially on social media. Actually, no one has ever accused me in real life. I mean, people who I've seen around, they never said anything about cultural appropriation. But you know, on social media, people can't really say what type of person I am. They can't see my soul, my thoughts, my mindset. They don't know what I'm trying to promote, what I'm trying to bring to the table. So they can only see me as a dancer, let's say. Like, they can only see my videos, my posts, but they cannot feel me completely.
Yeah.
So they always think, no, not everyone though, but some people, they might say that you didn't leave anything to black people. You are trying to steal everything from us. You already enslaved us before. Now you're trying to take our dance.
So Russians enslaved people now. Africans,
Yeah,
apparently.
But you
Okay.
see,
Yeah.
they always think that I'm from probably Europe or the US, because people might not believe that Russians actually know about African cultures, or there are no African dancers at all. Maybe they think we're Russians who are drinking vodka every morning and ride bears. Who knows? Yeah, and no matter how hard you work, no matter how much you practice dances, no matter how good you are at it, like, I mean, like, you know steps, you know history, you are not just repeating moves. You actually learn a lot. They will still say that you don't know what you're doing, you
Yeah.
don't know all these dances, you don't understand anything, just because I'm white. And usually I don't respond to such comments at all, because I understand that I can't really change their mindsets.
Yeah.
They will find another victim and just comment under their post as well. And I don't really have to prove anything to anyone, because if you really want to understand what's happening, maybe you can go actually into my DM. If you want to educate white people, maybe you can actually DM me and explain to me why you think it's bad and so on and so on. Like, maybe have a conversation with me. Try to understand what
Yeah.
I'm actually doing. You can't just judge me by like, don't judge a book by its cover.
Oh, okay.
That's actually it. Yeah. Also, I had a lot of hate speeches about my braids. I used to braid my hair very well a few years ago, and I always did it at one place. Like, my black friend from Cameroon, she braids her hair very well, and she's based in Moscow, and that's her income here. And of course, you can't say there are many Africans who will go and braid hair at your place. Like, we are actually trying to help you to promote business as well here, but people only see it as cultural appropriation, that I can't braid my hair, even though braids are also a part of Russian culture. So it's much more deeper than that, and people don't understand. They don't know me well, but still they're trying to judge because of my skin color. Sometimes white people can also comment something like, I'm trying to be like them, I'm trying to be like black people, but they I know, yeah, some people are trying to follow all these trends, maybe some popular dance moves, but to me, this story became a long time ago, and honestly, I didn't force it. It just happened that I became a part of this family, African diaspora in Moscow, in Russia, let's say. So it's not because of trend. It's not because of some fashion. It's because I really felt like I belonged to these people here, and I really felt comfortable. I finally felt like it's me. I could feel myself around them.
So, what's something that has shocked you about African culture as a Russian person?
Okay, I think the first thing which surprised me was food. We don't eat anything with hands, and usually the type of soups we have are very liquid, they're more watery comparing to what I've tried. Like, I had to take a swallow fufu with my hands, dip it into the soup, and eat it and swallow it. That was very surprising to me. I've never seen anything like this before, but it was a long time ago. Now I'm eating it as my daily dish. But yeah, that was very shocking. Also, I think respect for elders. Most of African people, they really pay a lot of respect to their elders. Sometimes they can stand on their knees to greet someone who is higher than you, like, I mean, older, or even if you are someone's son or daughter, they still use terms like sir, ma, like madame. That was actually, I really loved it because family is one of my biggest dreams. I mean, to have a beautiful family when everyone is being respectful to each other is very important, because in Russia, a lot of families, they used to argue, fight a lot. Some families are not complete. I mean, there is no father in the family, or no mother. Some children are raised by their grandparents. I think it's quite different from what you can see in Africa. And what else? Okay, witchcraft. That is actually it actually exists, like sorcery. When I saw it at first, I thought it's a joke, or maybe something what existed in the past. But when I heard that it's still happening, I mean, till now, and people are practicing it very well, I got scared a bit. I was like, what if I'm cursed? What if someone cursed me already? Or at least, if you're a witch, please pray, make me rich, but I'll stop. What else? The last thing is African time. My favorite one. When you agree to meet at 2 p.m., 2:15, no one is there. 2:30, no one is there. 3, no one is there. Maybe at around 5, you'll meet your friend finally. Or yeah. And the funniest thing is that now I got used to it, and there is no day I'm late to work. My boss was angry with me at first, but now she already like, okay, just please at least come to work. Honestly, now I'm being late almost everywhere, and that's another problem. That's very bad, honestly, but
Do you feel more African or Russian right now? Be honest.
I think I'm more African right now. It might sound funny, but honestly, there is no day when I'll not watch either an Hollywood movie or some skits on social media, read some news, what's happening in Africa, in different countries. Every day I'm eating Nigerian food. I'm not fat yet, thank God. Yeah, because the way I'm eating, honestly, that's crazy. And most of my friends are from Africa. That's ridiculous at some points, but Russian friends are fewer than Africans. Yeah, so that's my life.
You're an Afro dancer, right?
Yeah.
What is the hardest move that you've tried to do that almost broke you?
Well, I'm still alive, as you can see, so nothing really broke me. And to me, it's I can't name a step which was very hard to learn. Trust me, to learn a step is not the hardest part of Afro dance. I think to me, it's the groove, these vibes, because you can still do the same step, but it's going to look like you're wood, a piece of wood, or you're dancing another style, because there are some steps which are similar to hip hop or house dance, like other styles. So I think to get this groove is the hardest part. It was very hard to learn, to understand, but it's very important. And face expressions, I'm still working on it because I'm too shy till now. No matter how much I've performed, I'm very shy, but these face expressions, it's very needed. Yeah. Still, I think now the challenging move, even a style, is Mara dance. Is one of latest Nigerian dance styles. Very fast, a lot of leg work, and the beat is crazy. Yeah. So now I'm working on it and practicing.
The dance that you learned that made you say to yourself, I will never quit.
So I will show you one move. It's very popular. Everyone will recognize this move. But to me, it has a very deep meaning, because that year, 2018, when we had the World Cup in Russia, many Nigerians came here. It just made me go deeper into Nigerian culture. That year, it changed a lot of things in my life. So it's going to be...
Okay, eh?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, you can be walking and vibing. And
If African dance didn't exist, who would you be today?
Ooh. I've never thought of that. And I guess, first of all, I would have stayed in my hometown, which is St. Petersburg. I would never move to Moscow. Or even if I moved here, still my life would be completely different. I think I would continue dancing, popping, hip hop, house dance. Or who knows? I don't know. I would still like to continue dancing, because before I started dancing Afro, I was a popping dancer, like all these.
You were, you danced like that? Hey, okay.
All these waving, robot stuffs, and hip hop and house, street dance in general. So I think I would continue. I would participate in dance battles. That's the only thing I can say. Maybe I would be a mother of 3 kids by now. Who knows? Small white children like, mama. Who knows?
So what's the craziest thing that has happened because of your dancing?
Okay. Celebrities who followed me on Instagram.
Oh wow, like who?
Okay, there is Yanya, then Rexy. He's a very famous Nigerian producer. Also, there is one comedian, Misty Black, Lux, also an artist from Nigeria. I can't really remember who else, but there are some artists who followed me. And they even texted me, like they asked me to dance to their song or just to show some love, some respect. no, it's not really easy to get attention from celebrities nowadays because there's the era of social media. A lot of dancers are outside posting different videos, posts, and it's not that easy to get attention. Well, this means they could feel my dance. And recently I went to Nigeria. I stayed there for 2 weeks, and some people who saw me coming to Nigeria, they texted me and asked like, hey, how are you doing? Welcome to Nigeria. Welcome to your motherland. And then they invited me to do a collaboration video, maybe a dance video together, or they would invite me to their event, like a party organized by them. So I had much fun.
So, you said that you moved from St. Petersburg to Moscow to pursue your love of Afro dance. What is the story behind that? What struggle did you endure, or what do people not really know about the hard times while on your journey to becoming a dancer?
I moved to Moscow by myself. It was my own decision because I wanted to follow my dreams to achieve something. It was more about Afro dance, actually. So basically, my first 3 months in Moscow were full of cries. I'm not going to lie. I think I cried almost every day in my room because everything seemed unreal, very hard, because there was no support, no friends. You used to live with your family. You know that no matter what happens, someone will always take care of you, and you don't really have to worry about anything. Also, financial support. Once I moved, I had to find a job. I had to find my own money, and everything was just crazy. People in Moscow are quite different from people from St. Petersburg. Yes, these are two biggest cities in Russia, but if you've been to both of them, you'll understand what I'm talking about. First of all, people in Moscow, they are so fast. They're always in a rush. They're always hurrying. They're not ready to help you. If you ask for help on the street, most likely they'll just ignore you, or they'll tell you they can't help you. No one really cares about you here, and you have to stand on your 2 feet and find a way to go about it. And like now I'm just trying to remember, because seeing who I am right now and who I was by that time were completely two different personalities. I remember I was so vulnerable, so scared of everything. I was scared to talk to people, trying to find some connections. It's very important in Moscow, by the way. Like, I had to find people who I can interact with, through whom I could get some help, maybe find an apartment, find a job, because everything here is about knowing someone. It's about connections. Yeah, but I did it, and I found friends. I found a family. I just believed in myself, and I followed my heart. There is one thing which hasn't changed me, like, which Moscow hasn't changed in me, is my soul. I still remain that little girl from St. Petersburg who still cares about simple things, little things, who's trying to find beauty in everything, and who is trying to show love and kindness to this world, and still trying to help people, not because you want something back from them, but just because you want this world to get better. I believe like we should care about each other, and person is a person. In Moscow, you can become a very crazy person, like a villain. I'm not going to lie. But yeah, we're still trying to stay on our own and do what is good.
Can you show me your Afro dance face versus you dancing in, I don't know, a Russian style of dance?
Okay. One thing you should know about Russians is that we never smile. No matter how kind we are. But I'm used to smile. That's hard for me to do. Okay.
Which one are you going to do first?
Russian.
Okay.
I'm not smiling. And I did it for a few seconds. Usually it's very hard for me to do. I'm always smiling. By the way, that's why some Russians, they look at me, they stare at me and think that, am I crazy?
You've lost your mind.
Yeah, have you lost your mind? You're in the metro and you are smiling. How dare you? Sorry. Okay, African face is something, something crazy. That's a special expression. I think, yeah, like, thing is now, okay, when you take out your tongue, like, something like this, something very, very crazy, very active, yeah.
Basically, you feel the music when you're dancing. Could you show me how it looks with the face and the dance?
Okay.
Okay, wait, let me back up a bit. Okay. All right.
What should I dance?
Anything.
Okay.
She's more African than I am. She's more African than I am. All right, so thank you so much for coming and thank you so much for being on the channel. And we're gonna share all of her socials in the description. You guys can follow her and you can follow her dancing journey.
Yes.
And I actually got a new idea at the end of my videos now. Would you like to challenge anybody you know in Moscow to have an interview on the AfroLive channel?
Right before we did this interview, I attended one event which just blew my mind. Something what people, I think they didn't believe that that could happen. My friend tried to break the Guinness World Record at DJing for 48 hours on Twitch, like as a live stream. Yeah, his name is DJ Viral, and I've also been supporting him those days and seeing how difficult it was, but he did it. That's the end of the story. But honestly, I believe he has a lot to tell to people, maybe to even motivate them to not give up. Who knows?
So cool, you heard it here first. She is challenging DJ Viral to the next interview on the AfroLive channel. Thank you so much for being here. Give me 5. And guys, if you enjoyed the content, please like, subscribe, and comment. And as always, we are rolling true to preserve your pretty voice. Ciao.